Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Baron League Grind Gaming. We have got a great match for you today. I am Logan Catmaroga Fielding, and I am joined alongside here by GG Marco.
What's up, guys? We are super excited to bring you guys today's match. As you guys know, it is week 7, the last regular week for the Baron League season. Next week we will be having the championship matches. But for tonight we have KhaliWear versus Ignition Gaming, and this is looking to be exciting. Right off the back we see Elise and Jax bans.
Yep, follow it up with the Cassidy ban. Definitely not a whole lot of people, not a whole lot of changes, I imagine, for bans and whatnot for this patch, considering it just launched today. It's still a little too fresh for everyone to know what's going to go down for it. So I'm not expecting anything new or exciting to be banned away here, although we do see Yasuo and Braum being knocked off the board as well.
Yeah, and I mean, Braum has always been one of those really powerful support champions that you want to get out of the way. We do see Lee Sin being that last ban out from Ignition Gaming. We've got about 50 seconds, and we're just waiting on Grimsaw to go ahead and pick up his champ. We haven't seen too much of him play, but let's talk about the standings real quick. From the Baron League, we have KhaliWear, who currently is 6-0. They have dominated the Baron League thus far. Every team they've gone against, they've just pretty much, showed them who's boss. Ignition Gaming, they're sitting at 4-2. So they're really looking for a win here. They're actually tied with Clickety Clack as being 4-2. So they really want to win, and they want to be able to, just put themselves higher up. So.
Yeah, picking up a win here is going to be absolutely important for them to be able to see their chances in finals because, they need to make sure they can do everything to get that edge over Clickety Clack, and if they can go ahead and upset the so far undefeated KhaliWear, they will definitely be looking to do that. I am interested in seeing what they do because we have seen that KhaliWear is not afraid to pull out some interesting things. They've played the Blitzcrank, they've played Top Gragas before really anyone knew what to do with them.
Yep.
So I am looking forward to seeing what they play here. They've already locked in Caitlyn.
Yeah, and I mean, just the poke potential and laning pressure that Caitlyn has to offer, giving up a champ like that to an undefeated team can be kind of scary. We do see Hash from Texas opting to go for that Maokai jungle, and recently he was buffed, and he's actually really strong right now, so that's going to be a really good pickup for Ignition Gaming, just as long as they can position themselves in the correct manner to be able to make some really nice plays. We do see Mythbrand picking up Thresh, and over back to the KhaliWear side, we see Sinte hovering over Sivir.
And hover on Gangplank as well. I don't know if they'll go for that. Worth noting, though, someone's finally banned away Elise from Hesh from Texas. He's gotten to play it so often, and now he's got to show us what else he's got up his sleeve, because that's been such a comfort pick for him so far in this split. So we will see. We got KhaliWear just kind of messing around with us now. They're just bouncing all over. There's Volibear, Olaf. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if I see that Skarner lock. I was going to say, I think I wouldn't be surprised at all if KhaliWear goes to the Skarner. They love playing things that are a little bit different. Skarner, also incredibly powerful this patch. Kind of surprised he didn't make it through, that he managed to squeeze through banning phase.
Yeah, and I mean, basically what makes him so strong is not only that he's just so incredibly tanky, is that his passive, Crystalline, or I think it's called Crystalline Venom. I think it's every 4th attack, whoever he's attacking actually gets stunned from his Crystalline Venom. So that kind of, constant stun and constant just AoE from Skarner is just really powerful. We do see...
Well,
oh, go
the
ahead,
stun and the slow, and his self speed up with that shield.
Yeah,
he is a very scary Scorpion. But we see the Ari going to be locked in for KhaliWear Logic. That's a definitely high faith pick because she hasn't been seeing too much play lately, and she just got buffed in the recent patch. I think they lowered some mana costs on her Q is all, but that's a lot of faith. He must have had a lot of practice with him back in Season 3 because she hasn't been seen the last couple months.
Yeah, absolutely. Miggles, in Soulful Insight, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up that Lulu and Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw, you know, really strong in the meta right now. His attack speed was buffed. So champions like Kog'Maw, Tristana, you know, Caitlyn even, you know, just the uh, ADC champs who are really dependent on auto attacking are really strong right now. So that's going to be a good pickup from them. We see Hydro going for Renekton
Picked in.
and
Got the
Vashes, yeah.
Tarek pick for Aang Vashes. That is something interesting. I know Caitlyn and Tarek have always had this long-standing synergy, because what will happen is you use the point-and-click dazzle to stun zone, and then you put the trap underneath them and get them caught in the cupcake. So I'm going to have to see how good they are going to be able to turn that around. But I'm kind of curious to see if CFG Fender is going to pick a top laner or if he's going to go for a mid laner, because Lulu can kind of play both and is very good for that Protect the Kog'Maw comp. But then he goes ahead and locks in the Rise.
Yeah, and Rise is known for his tankiness late game.
Ooh.
So
He does dirty things to Renekton. He really does. It's considered one of Renekton's weaker matchups.
yeah,
So we will have to see how well they're able to get ahead, because they're not necessarily running the standard Protect the Cog style comp. Typically, you see one other kind of supporty laner, like, you know, you see something to go along with the Lulu. You get like Orianna and Lulu together, and you just wade through everyone. You typically see like a Nami to go lane with the Kog'Maw. But CFG Fender definitely feeling, he's made some plays on Thresh, so he's feeling comfy on that. Definitely want to see Miggles on Lulu. He's usually done pretty well with these kind of more sit back damage dealers like Ziggs. So definitely want to see him how he does on the Lulu here.
oh, absolutely. Just looking at the team comps right now, we do see a really tanky side, you know, which is the KhaliWear side. You got Renekton, you got Skarner, you got Taric coming out. Yeah, and that's just a huge front line. But you know, on the Ignition Gaming side, you got the late game Rise, you got Maokai, and you've got Lulu all essentially, like, and so it's kind of like, yeah, they're both really tanky. Who's gonna, you know, basically get through all that armor and all that tankiness better? I think Kog'Maw and Lulu are going to be really strong. I'm kind of iffy on the Ahri pick. Yeah, sure, she was buffed this last patch, but it's just like, how often have you seen an Ahri being played? So I'm kind of questioning how well he'll do with Ahri, just because of the fact that I'm not exactly sure how much he's played Ahri lately. So that could definitely play a factor in how well they perform tonight. We know Ahri to be a mid laner who likes to roam, especially with her ultimate that gives her the 3 jumps. So she likes to get around the map. She likes to make plays. And I really feel like if Logic can do that, get around the map, help his teammates out, and just be that real high pressure mid lane player, then KhaliWear will have no problems tonight.
Well, that's one of the great things about KhaliWear's lineup, is that their side lanes have a lot of really easy to use CC that'll work really well with Ahri, because you got Taric, who's got the point and click stun, and you know, Renekton's also got a pretty easily accessed stun as well, so that's going to be really useful for him to be able to get his roam on, is going to have that easy CC for him to use. I'm kind of curious whether or not the Caitlyn was really, really confidently picked. First pick, they really wanted to get that. Kind of curious. I was thinking that maybe a Tristana might work with him a little bit better. She's been really popular this patch, and she you know, scales pretty decently.
Yeah.
Kog'Maw's going to be really good, though, against all these tanks with that shredding Q of his, so he's going to be able to get, and his W, he's going to be able to be strong. It's all going to depend on how well he micros, because Soul Insight has been a pretty big part of the wins for Ignition Gaming. He's usually been he's usually been a very strong force for his team, so
Absolutely.
definitely going to see how well he does with all the focus on him.
Yeah, for sure. Ignition's definitely going to have to play the Protect the Kog'Maw game. If they can do that efficiently and effectively, you know, then we'll probably see the win going to Ignition here. 20 seconds left until we are in a game. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and jump into a commercial. But when we get back, it will be KhaliWear versus Ignition Gaming. Don't go anywhere, guys. We will be back in a minute.
Baron League.
What's up, summoners, and welcome back to a brand new episode of our League of Legends Top 5 Plays. Be sure to not click that browser until the very end to hear how you can enter to win yourself a Phoenix Nasita. Without further ado, let's get into week 173 with a super short outplay coming from KT City Hunter on Lee Sin. Right off the bat, we see him running away from the Mundo because he knows the enemy jungler is on his way to cut him off. He gets slowed by the cleaver and then W's to the creep and then decides to flash kick Xin to the tower, followed by a brilliant Q to not only help him escape, but it also sets up the kill with Ignite. Beautiful split-second decision-making turns this free kill top lane on Lee Sin into an unexpected kill for Lee Sin and a brand new blue buff. Coming in at our number 4 play, we have Jesus Crispy on Morgana with a crazy and unexpected engage. The enemy Gragas finds her doing rates, but confident in the spell shield, she walks back unfazed. All of a sudden, she autos Gragas into a beautiful flash ult on all 5, and Zhonya's on the Gragas ult to negate it. Although only one of the chains go off, it forces the enemy team apart in 3 different directions, disorienting them and forcing them to fight an uncomfortable battle. Because of the chaos and poor positioning, red team gets the lead in this fight and they ride it out, getting the 4-for-0 exchange after a clutch binding on Karma. Our number 3 play comes from Dual Quasar on Super Galaxy Rumble, here to save the day in a game that looks very grim at a 13k gold deficit. Red team is on the hunt for a pick and Thresh finds it for them, landing the hook and then going in, followed by a massive 4-man stun and then the equalizer and bullet time to shred the opposition. Keep in mind, everyone, that not only was blue team up about 13,000 gold, but they were also rocking fresh Baron buff, so to win this fight and in such a convincing fashion is nothing short of greatness. Deciding to go where Mundo pleases, he teleports away to escape, but can't quite seem to escape the loss as red team pushes and eventually wins the game about 10 minutes later. Coming in at our number 2 spot, we have Crazy Hammed on Thresh, making all kinds of plays to save his teammate while racking up some kills. Right from the start, we see the enemy Pantheon start the man drop as the enemy Ahri also moves in from the jungle. Keep a close eye on Thresh as he instantly runs to tower, placing his lantern for Jinx as he sidesteps the charm into a box to protect her. Pantheon runs into the trap and then gets hooked to tower as Thresh flashes away, picking up the kill for Jinx and then on Sivir with his box for the 2-for-0 exchange. And for our number 1 pro play for this week, we have Yo I'm a Boss on Zac, but definitely props to the Rengar on his team for making this play possible. In the beginning, we see the enemy team doing Baron as Rengar waits outside of the pit for the right time to strike. Zac decides to jump right on in, CCing multiple enemy players with his ultimate while dealing tons of damage, and then Rengar jumps in from the brush. Unfortunately, the enemy team gets Baron as Rengar grabs a kill, and then the enemy team triggers Zac's passive, and at this point, things look hopeless. All of a sudden, Rengar pulls out the clutch by going invisible while starting to teleport on the Zac glob, using teamwork to keep the glob immune to attacks so that Zac can return to life. He jumps in and Zhonya's followed by Rengar, who goes down, but at this point he's bought Zac enough time to wrap up this team fight, and with Shyvana as backup, he kites and ends this fight somehow with a clean ace. And for the bonus clip of the week, we have FaZe Disturbed on Jinx with an epic play to scoop up 3 kills. Call it lucky.
Alright guys, welcome back to the Grind Gaming Baron League.
Week 7.
Week 7.
Ignition Gaming versus Team KhaliWear. Got KhaliWear on blue side, Ignition on purple side here as we see everyone running towards their respective places. Maokai a little bit late getting on base there, but otherwise nothing too special. Worth noting, Angvash's did not start a gold generation item or even a ruby crystal. He just went with the fairy charm.
I think something happened with the client when it loaded. We actually don't have a mini map. I'm not exactly sure what's happening.
I have a mini map.
I do not have a mini map.
Yeah, so there was a ping that just went down about where KW Hydro and Angvash's are. But yeah, why don't you just go ahead and reload the visual oh wait, no, never mind. You're the lead visuals guy. Never mind. We got Angvash is already clearing wards. He started with sweeper too, so definitely see why he decided to do that. If he's not gonna, if he's not gonna start with that warding trinket, he's got to pick up ward somewhere else, or else he's just gonna be so easy to gank, especially with a Maokai.
Yeah. So Alright, I'm not exactly sure what's happening with the client right now, guys. We do see the gameplay. Unfortunately, we don't see the mini-map, however. So I guess we're going to have to do without it for right now. Hesh from Texas getting a leash from his teammates, starting at that blue side. So from what it looks like, yeah, both junglers are going to start on the bottom half of the map. Just looking across like at the items right now, there's nothing too crazy, nothing insane with the starts. We do see the Doran Shield on Renekton. But other than that, everything is pretty normal.
Yeah, Miggles gets taken kind of low there. Pretty good trade by KhaliWear. Like I was saying, he's got to have some serious confidence in that pick because otherwise he wouldn't necessarily pick it. Oh, done a defender, but not really a whole lot gone off it. Angvash has taken Fairmont trade. But, yep, just laning as per usual. Anyway, for right now, seeing Miggles getting pushed in early a lot by Ari, that's going to be tough on the mana pool because Ari's never necessarily had that great mana pool early, so it's going to be kind of dangerous for him to keep doing that a lot because he's not going to have the mana for push even with maybe with the most recent buffs that might have changed, but
yeah, for sure.
Other than that.
And we actually do see a lot of poke here coming out from the KhaliWear side in general. Ignition, it's definitely feeling the poke.
Yeah, they're getting pushed in, and already there's a little bit of a lead going on in both mid and bot lanes in terms of creep score because of this early push working for them. They definitely have good chance for doing that. You know, Ari's got decent wave killer early, except it's just mana intensive, and of course Caitlyn's got the classic wave clear. Hesh from Texas, though, chasing out Logic, gets charmed, nothing happens from it.
Yeah, just looking at the CS right now, we see Renekton there in the top lane taking the biggest lead in CS. He's already got, what, almost, he's got 10 CS.
Hydro. Hook on, he's low, there goes heal. He kites it back, and good pull by CFG Fender. Hydro gets taken really low, has to burn Summoner Heal. Actually, no, Angvash has built Summoner Heal, but they're both rocking heal there in the bot lane for KhaliWear.
Yeah, really good job there by Fender to kind of thread the needle on that that hook. I definitely was not expecting to see that come out. Hydro has, you know, his health is about half right now, so Miggles in the mid lane actually gets charmed, and he's going to drop down first blood going out to Logic. And Hesh from Texas is going to stick around this mid lane and try to keep the creeps off the tower.
Yeah, he definitely stuck around way too long there. Miggles is, you know, you got your shield, but he didn't have any mana either. And KW Logic, Ryan, Ignite. So, you know, that was just a poor decision by him to stay in the lane there. But Hesh is going to get bumped into by Sinte. There's a flash. Another flash. Charm.
And Sinte goes in. He does get the kill. He's forced to flash out. That's 2 kills now for KhaliWear, and they're already coming out on top. So, right now...
What a clean engage. They just got in, got out. He knew that if he took one more tower shot, he'd die. Immediately pops the flash. Just all around really well played there by both of them. Didn't hesitate at all to flash.
Yeah, absolutely. They knew that, you know, as soon as they landed that charm onto him, that, you know, they had a real chance to actually kill him there, and they took advantage of that. Really good communication there from Team KhaliWear to make that play happen, giving them such a strong lead here in the early game.
Well, it doesn't hurt that Grimsaw is actually doing a really good job so far against this Ryze pick. Ryze is out of mana, so it's not like he can continue bullying either. He's got to save that to farm under tower if he can. So, and he's got, you know, 15 CS on him. This is going really well for KhaliWear in the top lane.
Yeah, for sure. Looking across the board right now, we do see Kaylin sitting on 39 CS, whereas Kog'Maw only has 23. So she's, you know, the KhaliWear side is already like distinguishing like a huge lead against Ignition Gaming just in terms of CS in the bottom lane. So they're doing a really good job freezing the lane, making sure that, you know, they keep the pressure on Ignition. They don't want to give any kind of leeway to them at all.
Hold on. There goes the ultimate by Logic, but he just gets a little bit of damage down. Miggles is going to be fine. Angvash is good took.
And we got a gank in the bottom lane. We do see Angvash might fall the soul inside right there. Really nice play in the mid lane. Logic actually manages to get Miggles.
Flash by Fender.
And we got a
Grimsaw diving.
Mythbrand might be in trouble. Flash. Grimsaw gonna take him out. Really good job. So much action all across the map in all three lanes.
So everywhere we got death in every lane here in the last 15 seconds. We had KhaliWear going back in despite not quite get as much as he wanted with the original dashing, the Spirit Rush by Ari. Still goes ahead and picks up Miggles. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, CFG Fender gets a good hook on the Angbashes, and then from there you just CC chained with Hesh. Picked up an easy kill there. Wasn't quite able to connect on Hydro, but then we saw in top lane, Grimsaw hit 6 and just got big and dove hard, used his Ignite, used that Summoner advantage considering that Mike Myth is running the teleport and just got the kill.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good job by Hesh recognizing that he could sneak through that bush in order to make that gank happen, so really good job by him. However, Ignition Gaming only has 1 kill right now, whereas KhaliWear has 4. So KhaliWear is actually in the lead right now in terms of gold. They're doing a really good job of controlling their lanes and just continuing to put pressure on Ignition, and Ignition right now is kind of feeling that.
Yeah, except for this bot lane. I mean, I don't know if it was on purpose. Angbashes ended up healing the siege minion there, but there's been a couple times that Angbashes just hasn't been on timing like he's shown in the past, because there's been a couple times he's just thrown his stun out just kind of for free and didn't get anything from it, which was kind of odd. But CFG Fender's going in.
Yeah, we got a fight breaking out in the bottom lane,
missed.
and CFG Fender's taking a lot of poke. They're gonna go ahead and part their ways right now, but it was a little scary there for a second.
Yeah, as soon as he missed that hook on to Caitlyn, of course that was done. But Grimsaw just making the pain felt, takes a tower shot. I need to know how. Oh,
Miggles once again in trouble. The Lulu mid lane is right now. It's falling to the Ari.
ooh.
Yeah, I was questioning the Ari pick essentially, but it seems like it's working out good for Logic. He's playing spectacular right now on that Ari, just continuing to pressure that Ignition mid lane.
Yeah, he's got a little hodgepodge of items, just really wanting to rack up that mana regen. He's got the Fiendish Codex and he's got Forbidden Idol, so he's really got a lot of CDR as well. That's already 20%, not counting his runes and masteries.
Yeah.
And so at this point in time, as we look across the map, 4-1 at 10 minutes with about a 2k gold lead here. Only lane is kind of, gank the bot lane though.
We see Hash coming down, and this is going to be another team fight. We see the ult coming out from Maokai, and right now Fender might be in trouble. He might drop down. No, Hydro's going to drop down from Miggles. Miggles joins the fight, and now Sente and Antvashes might be in trouble. Hash from Texas is on the chase, and he's going to pick up Sente. Double kill for Lulu, and that's exactly what Ignition Gaming needs to get back into this game. Really good job, and really nice rotations there from Ignition.
Yeah, I kind of wish that they had donated one of those kills over to Soul Insight, because he's been having such a good time with his lane phase. But this will certainly help get Miggles back in the game. Double kill. He's going to be able to pick up a little bit more for that Themes, and that's going to help him get back to being competitive in his lane. So, all around, a really nice roam there from Miggles, using that W to get him over in the lane in time and making some plays.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't ask really for a better rotation by Ignition Gaming there. They recognized that, they wanted to make a play and they made it happen. So really nice job by them. Miggles coming back in the lane with the Chalice, Fiendish Codex, and 2 Dorn rings. So he's actually doing pretty good for himself now. And hopefully he'll be able to hold up his lane a lot better against his powerhouse Ari.
Hold on, we might have a fight.
We do see Miggles going in, popping down the ult. We
Logic
actually see
taking
Logic
low.
dropping down dangerously low. In the bottom lane, Hydro gets grabbed. He's going to drop down from Soul Insight. We also have another fight going over here. Sente trying to go on Miggles, is able to pick up the kill, and now it's the 2 junglers sitting in the mid lane. And Hesh from Texas, he's just going to go in. He's going to get ulted by Sente. Sente still wants more. He's going to get bought back. Hesh from Texas still trying to get out, and he's not going to be able to make it. Sente, really nice job there by Sente, using the power of Skarner and just giving Ignition Gaming everything he's got.
Yeah, that initially looked pretty decent for Ignition Gaming, as when they started out, you know, you had Lulu pop ult, and Ari got taken really low, and then it just ended up being a 1-for-1 trade as junglers picked up the kill on each other's mid laners. But then the Skarner does not know when to quit. He still had ult up, and so he just went back in and was able to pick up Hesh. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Soul Insight is going to start to get very scary now, as they picked up one more kill onto Hydro, and so now he's got, you know, he's got that Cutlass and he's got the Phage, so he's going to be very scary as soon as he gets one of those two items into their final form.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just, you know, both teams, they're throwing out punches and jabs. They're fighting right now. Neither team wants to give up a loss. It's the last game of the regular season before the championships, like we were saying. So they both want to end it on a really good note. Ignition just doing a good job of keeping up with the strongest team right now inside the Baron League. So really good job to them. And like you were saying, right now their strengths, Kog'Maw, Lulu, they need to just continue to try to get them fed. Because in the late game, I mean, Kog'Maw is going to be a monster. Rise in the late game, he's going to be a monster, especially. And he's already accelerating in this top lane against Renekton.
He's still really far behind. He had to rush the Glacial Shroud instead of his typical Catalyst. So he's going to be a while before he's in his power spikes. He's not going to probably be able to do tier this game. Oh, why? There's the ulti. Spirit Rush.
Yeah, and it looks like Logic might be in trouble. We do see Hesh coming in, throwing down the ult. Mythbrand actually picks up the kill on Logic, and right now, CFG Fender might be in trouble. No, he's going to get out and fashes. He might fall down to Soul Insight, and he does. Hydro's left alone to try to fend off this tower. Soul Insight still chasing Hydro, and he's going to actually go under the tower, and he's not going to be able to pick up the kill. But wow, really good play there from Ignition, and they're probably going to try to look to push a tower off of this.
Yeah, so Soul Insight just decided to keep going in because he had the health bar, and you know, you've got the Thresh, the Lantern. Ends up getting the flash out of Hydro for just his heal, so that's going to be coming up a lot sooner. But there's an Angry Scorpion coming, and he's going back off. But we just saw that the power of the Maokai combined with the Lulu is really doing some good work for them there, because Lulu was able to go and make Maokai an absolute monster tank for where he is at this point in the game. Yeah. You know, this is still right in Maokai's kind of power swing. He's right in the seat of being strong right now. You know, he's level 9, he's got his Saprolings maxed, or whatever he's maxing. I assume it's Saprolings, that's what they usually do. And no, he actually maxed his Arcane Smash first, so. But in this case, he's just really strong, and combined with the Wild Growth, he's also really tanky. But he's looking for a gank here.
Yeah, for sure. And we do see Hesh coming down again, trying to get another gank, and Hydro's going to be in trouble. Hydro's going to get melted, and we see the other half of KhaliWear coming down. Goodbye, Kog'Maw. He gets lit up. So at the end of the day, they trade ADC for ADC, and Mythbrand right now is in a little bit of trouble.
Rise.
Yeah, he's trying to get out, but Grimsaw's going to go all the way. He's going to go under the tower, and he's tanking tower shots. Will he be able to get out? He does, and he does pick up the kill. So overall, it was a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Team KhaliWear.
Yeah, I don't think that Ignition should be looking for this right now. Hesh is low on mana.
Yeah, the Dragon Call, I'm not exactly sure if I agree with that, but we do see another team fight coming out here. And we do see the Lulu out being popped onto CFG Fender. Sente trying to get out, and he does.
Oh, wow.
CFG Fender actually dropping dangerously low right now, and I don't think Miggles can do anything to help him. He's going to have to leave him and get out for himself. CFG Fender, I don't know, just really awkward positioning, and Miggles might be able to drop him. Logic getting dropped by Miggles. So, yeah, wow, what the heck just happened?
That was an extended fight, and they waited too long because Soul Insight was able to come back and help out a little bit. They were able to pick up CFG Fender and Hesh, so that was great for them. But Logic had been taken really low, so had Sinte, so they both had to back off, which meant they just got lost there. Angvash is, though, really low. Miggles has got red buff. That's going to finish him off.
Miggles! Really nice
But
play
is
there.
he going to get
Lulu.
taken down? Oh, wow. Skarner backs off, but yeah, that was smart. Be aware of the fact that you've got the red buff, not just with something Hydro.
We got Soul
Hydro.
Insight chasing Hydro right now. Hydro dropping dangerously low. The last ulti gets him. And so right now, Kog'Maw is snowballing.
Yes, he is. He is absolutely monster. And that's going to be great for them because Grimsaw being so far ahead isn't going to mean as much if Kog'Maw's, you know, so big that he can just shred through you either way.
Yeah,
oh, Sinte is going
trying
top,
to come
though.
up. We got 3 members from
Three
KhaliWear
top.
focusing on this top lane, and they're not able to get anything out of it. They're going to try to look to push this tower here. But actually, Ignition is going to go ahead and go for the Dragon in compensation for the top lane.
Yep, they made the proper decision. The question is, does Angvash just get caught after this? Oh, wow. The auto attack juke games, the mind games, but he's going to get slowed by the Lulu. He might still be gone.
That's not looking good for Antvash. We do see Hydro trying to put a little bit of poke down there. He's going to have to use the heal, and he's at the end of the day, he's not going to be able to get out. Soul Insight there, working well with his teammates to pick up the kill onto Taric.
Yeah, definitely not a good game for KhaliWear's bottom lane. I think they're playing... Angvash has kind of not... I don't think that he's played every game with them. Oh, just missed the hook on to Sinte there, but this is kind of an odd team for KhaliWear. Oh,
we do have another team fight. Hesh from Texas forced to use that ult. We do see the teleport
Flash
from
W.
Midbrand coming in. We do see Logic still in the fight, and he's going to drop down from Miggles. So Ignition Gaming coming together there to be able to pick up that kill. Really nice turnaround there.
Ignition Gaming has this really fantastic mid-game fight comp in that as soon as, you know, Hesh from Texas and Miggles together, they've got this great synergy. They're working really well together as teammates, and they're both about as their damage strength right about now in the game, so they're really taking advantage of this mid-game power spike that they've got and really trying to fight it out, get their gold back. They were down 2K, now they're up about half a K. You know, they're doing a really good job, and they've got Kog'Maw, who's now got completed Triforce, and he is going to get scary very quickly.
Absolutely.
He already is scary. And, you know, Miggles, who started out, what, 0-2? He's now 5-3. He's got that Athene's completely. He's got a needlessly large rod on top of it compared to KW Logic. Still only Merlin Omcon's still stronger, but I wouldn't take that over the Athene's needlessly large rod on Miggles. They're doing a really good job of saying we are not done.
Yeah, for sure. Ignition Gaming managed to turn the game around right now. They're
Angvash
actually in the
is
lead with
going
gold, and we
hard.
do see another team fight. CFG Fender able to drop Hydro, and Angvash is on the run right now, and he's trying to get away. He fails the flash! Soul Insight still on him, and he's going to drop him down. Really well played there.
Miggles gets charmed. Oh, he's alive still.
Miggles!
There's the flash. Oh.
They had to drop 2 ultis on him. Hesh from Texas still trying to get in. He does drop Logic. Hesh from Texas putting everything he has onto Sinte. And now we see Grimsaw coming in. Hesh from Texas is now on the run.
Is the Lantern going to be there? Lantern! He gets away!
Oh! My gosh. It is really intense right now. Ignition Gaming and KhaliWear, this is a really good match right now.
They're going slug for slug. This is the game that Ignition so far has needed to play. They're really doing a good job of making sure that they don't get outclassed early, because that's usually what KhaliWear has done. They usually snowball their advantage so far ahead that by 25 minutes the game's already over. But here we saw another double kill in bot lane. Soul Insight went 1-on-1 and CFG Fender picked up the other. Angvash is really having a difficult game right now. He's went way ahead early and just went on to Soul Insight, and then he just got murdered by him. Yeah. Like, I'm not sure exactly what was going on with that, but here's CFG Fender. He gets charmed.
We've got a little sting operation coming out from KhaliWear, and we do see Angvash is taking quite a bit of poke. And they're actually on the chase right now. Hesh from Texas manages to catch out Grimsaw, but we do see Sinte coming around with Skarner. Hesh from Texas still chasing Grimsaw, and he's still on pursuit right now. We do see Migos dropping everything he has onto him. He's not going to be able to drop him down, and it's just going to be a bunch of poke at the end of the day. Both teams are going to back away from this. And yeah, wow, that was... We almost seen Renekton die there.
Uh-oh. Here's the thing, though. Sinte still has ultimate up, so they can definitely make plays still. But he wasn't able to get anything there. Hesh from Texas is so... Oh,
Hesh from Texas! He's going in, he's dropping the ultimate, he's going to be able to kill Ari, he's going to be able to kill Tarek, and right now they're on pursuit. Ignition Gaming is coming together as a team right now, and they are making plays. They are looking so incredibly strong.
Yeah, Hesh from Texas combined with that Wild Ghost is an absolute monster. He's got the completed Spirit of the Ancient Golem with its new passive. I wonder if that... I don't know. I haven't actually thought about it at all. But I wonder if that synergizes with Lulu ult, so he gets, like, say, another 100 health off of it because of the percentage health scaling he gets with the Spirit of the Ancient Golem. But he is an absolute monster. He's 3-3-7, and you would think that he was, you know, 7-0-0 from how big and fearless he is.
Yeah, and
23 and a half minutes.
Oh, go ahead.
And 23 and a half minutes. 2K gold lead down. Uh-oh. KW Logic just missing out on the blue buff there. But big thing is Skarner does have that Frozen Gauntlet completed, and that's a huge item on Skarner. He's going to be able to go like pure tank from here and still be an absolute scary damage threat. But Myth Bran is in big trouble. He's done for. He knows it. He's just trying to spend some time.
Yeah, we see Sinte, he's going to drop the ult on Myth Bran, and Myth Bran just, you know, not in the correct kind of position. He's just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Though.
Yeah, we do see Ignition going for that dragon. Really good call by them to recognize.
No, mid lane. Mid lane, they're going to lose their tower in mid lane. KhaliWear is group 4 in mid, and so they're going to lose their tier 2 for that dragon.
Oh, wow, yeah, you're right. I don't got a mini-map, so I can't see that. But,
yeah.
Let's see here. KhaliWear, actually, yeah, trading for the tier 2 mid lane tower for dragon. Yeah, that was better.
Tier 2 tower and a kill for dragon. I mean, you know, there wasn't a ton. Oh, wow. Miggle's just dodging out that charm. Tell you what, Logic's been pretty on point with those charms, regardless of how the rest of the game's gone for him.
Yeah.
He's been really easy to focus down, because when Aubrey doesn't have Spirit Rush up, she's very easy to lock down, especially when you've got Maokai. And so, KhaliWear trying to take some Fnatic notes and try to set up the Death Rush, but there's no Ignition Gaming members outside the base, so yeah, it's kind of a waste of time for them.
I do not think we'll see the Death Push being activated, but
right.
CF
Defender might get caught out.
Yep.
It's gonna be scary. Ari's got her Spirit Rush up, but she's just gonna clear out that pink ward instead.
So they're just gonna trade pink for pink. And right now we do see 3 members of KhaliWear kind of grouped around this mid lane. And it looks like everyone's just trying to take control of their own jungle, push up some waves, and just really get ready for the next team fight.
Yeah, so just trying to let everyone breathe a little bit. Angvashis is not going to get that recall. Caitlyn is in a rough spot. Oh, she just got Zeal, but I was going to say, she just had the IE compared to the Triforce completed Blade of the Ruin King on Kog'Maw. So Kog'Maw is very, very scary right now, and I'm not sure exactly what KhaliWear can do right now. They don't have the best engage because they mostly are relying on a charm to catch someone out, and that's kind of tough for Logic because like he wants to be an assassin, but if he's got to use a Spirit Rush just to be able to get in position to initiate, it's gonna be tough. Meanwhile, you know, Ignition, they do a really good job of counter engaging. You know, if someone tries to jump onto them, they can just collapse on themselves really easily.
Yeah, for sure.
They've got a lot of single target grab out with like Myth Brian with his W and Hesh with his lockdown as well, his Twisted Advance. So they have a great ability to lock down individual targets.
Absolutely. We're going to see a siege coming in from Ignition. They're going to look to try and take this mid lane tower against KhaliWear. So let's see how this plays out.
This is KhaliWear's best chance to win a fight.
You see the ultimate coming in from Skarner, Hesh from Texas, going all the way in the front line. Logic dropping dangerously low. We do have Grimsaw. He's going to get dropped down from Hesh. And right now, Ignition, they're still on the tower. They're going to go ahead and try to tank it and drop it down. We do see a little bit of spam coming out from Ari. But at the end of the day, really good job there from Ignition going in
look
and out.
At bot lane. Caitlyn's picking up stuff. Angvash is his lockdown. He's done. Is Ari the next to go?
Ari's got the exhaust on her right now. She's not going to get killed. Miggles dropping dangerously low, and Ari tries to throw the last little Q on her, but she doesn't manage to get it. Miggles, CFG Fender, it looks like they might be able to get away. No, Sinte's still going on to CFG Fender, and actually, Ignition Gaming is throwing down some poke to keep the bug away.
Stop the ports. That's what they're doing. They got Hydro was able to take bot lane inhibitor turret for all the time they're able to pull out Ignition Gaming. So they definitely, while they lost a lot to do that, and they do kind of come out a bit ahead because now they've got that bot lane exposed. They weren't able to get the inhibitor itself, but that is something that they'll be able to revisit, be able to, say, split push with Grimsaw and try to pressure Baron with the open inhibitor.
Yeah, and Ignition Gaming right now, they're looking so strong. I'm not sure what the communication like, but from what I can see, it looks like their communication is really solid. They're really listening to each other. They have some really nice calls. And so they're going in and out. They're definitely doing a really good job of coordinating with each other. And just, maybe KhaliWear is not used to playing against teams like that. So
they are playing with a lot of new names. I'm not sure how many of these are names of just people have changed their name and how many is subs, but four of them are not their standard names, so I don't know how many are not their usual players.
Yeah, they got name changes, and Vash is gonna he just got melted.
Yeah, that's Angvashis is having a very difficult game for himself here, especially considering, in his first week, I think he did really big work for KhaliWear, so this is a big uncharacteristic. Yeah, he was 1-3-11 as Leona in week 1, and he hasn't really been seen much since then, but he did work with his Leona, so this is kind of surprising. He's been having such difficulty in this game.
Yeah, we've seen the flash come out there from Mythbrand on Rise, so it was kind of wasted, so he's not going to be able to have that for the next team fight, probably. And he wasn't able to pick up the kill on Renekton, so it definitely wasn't worth. So that was definitely unfortunate.
Teleport too. Had to use his teleport to go mid to protect against Ari and Skarner, but so that's going to be down for anything they want to do. But Purple Team takes yet another dragon for themselves here. And yeah, about 3.5k gold in the favor of Ignition Gaming here at the 30.5 minute mark. Isn't to say that KhaliWear is done yet. They still are making good plays.
Yeah, for sure. Soul Insight might face check the wrong bush. He's gonna get lit up. Hesh from Texas is going all in with the ultimate, and right now Sinte and Antvashes are there to keep him away. Yeah, really not a good idea to be face checking bushes this late into the game, especially when you don't got the wards on the map to kind of guide you.
Yeah, I mean, he probably was feeling kind of confident in the fact that his team was doing so well. He's like, there's no way KhaliWear's on our side of jungle, but that was a bit of a mistake there, as KhaliWear was taking the buff and they just pick up the easy kill on Kog'Maw, but he's been doing a really good job of making sure he hasn't died. That was just his second death in the game. Yeah,
for sure. But that is a hefty amount of gold going over to the KhaliWear side, which they did not want to give up. So right now, KhaliWear is taking control of the Baron side of the map, which can definitely be very scary. It becomes like a mind game right now. Are they doing Baron? We don't really know. We don't have vision over there. So You're going to see a lot of face checking coming out, and Mythbrand actually is able to take down Logic. The kill actually goes over to Kog'Maw. So they're going to go ahead and clear out that pink ward. Maybe they'll set up for Baron and start it. We do see Sinte creeping around the corner. CFG Fender actually able to get that flay onto him. Hesh from Texas gonna bop him. And that's another kill for Kog'Maw.
Just whole insight. Angvashes, though, he's got to watch out. They should just go back and finish off Baron, which is what they're doing. You know, they're going to give up a top tower, which isn't a big deal. They're picking up Baron. But at first, Logic looked like he was making a good play. As Angvashes gets pulled, he flashes away, but I think Mythbrand might have it. We'll see how hard he goes for it. But then, you know, like, Rise just popped his W. Oh, there's a flash by CFG. A lot of damage, though.
Another kill there from Soul Insight.
Grimsaw is actually going to be able to get Inhibitor Tower as well, so he is going to get that. He's probably going to have to die for it, though, because Hesh from Texas is motoring at him. Oh, Miggles.
You see the flash coming out from Miggles, but Grimsaw, really nice flash to kind of counter Miggles. Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it out of this.
He's got Slicing Dice. He's able to get over the wall, and he's going to be able to get away. So he makes it out alive for Inhibitor Turret. Unfortunately for KhaliWear, Hydro wasn't able to take the inhibitor on his push, so there's 2 exposed inhibitors on the side of Ignition, but they've got Baron, they've got Gold, and they've got to push on mid, so he might very well get something happening here. CFG Fender knows something's up, though. There's the flash.
He had his eyes on the Wraiths, and I'm not exactly sure, you know, if that was the best place to be at that time, because now we have Ignition Gaming pushing the front door of KhaliWear down, and they're probably going to be able to walk away with an inhibitor as well.
Yeah, so they just take mid, they just take their Baron, and they're like, alright, let's go siege mid. Oh wait, KhaliWear isn't there in time, let's just take it for free. So, so they're now going to look to try to see if they can push it to another lane. So this is kind of where Grimsaw not having teleport definitely is hurting KhaliWear, just because they can't really use teleport to help delay the game right now and just kind of have Grimsaw split push as effectively.
Yeah, and so just looking across the map right now at the items and how everyone's doing, basically, Kog'Maw 10, 2, and 9, Infinity Edge, Triforce, Blade of the Ruin King. This guy is so strong. He's stacked. He's got all the items in the world, and you do not want to mess with him right now. Whereas Caitlyn is only 0, 5, and 1. He does have IE. He has Last Whisper, and he's
farmed
starting
very well.
Seal.
He's kept up his farm. He's got second best farm in game right behind Grimsaw, so he's still a threat. Not as much of a threat as Kog'Maw. He can still stay safe, but he's made sure to stay relevant by farming.
Yep.
Worth noting, though, Angvashes is building what appears to be not Stark's Fervor, but what's the lifesteal aura? Lifesteal and attack damage aura or whatnot. Zeke's Herald.
Oh yeah, Zeke's Herald.
Herald. So this has definitely been a very interesting game for his build. He still hasn't appeared to really done anything with that Fairy Charm that he started the game with. He's still got one in his inventory, so... Oh,
we do see
Hydro
a bunch of
down
bulk coming out on a Hydro. Wow. And right now, Team KhaliWear, they're kind of scared. Ignition Gaming is kind of flexing their muscles right here, showing KhaliWear that they're not afraid.
Sinte's going in. Nah, he backs off. Angvashes is going deep, though. He gets polymorphed.
Yeah, we see
Ignition.
Angvashes, you know, he's just the complete front line right now for KhaliWear.
Woo!
And in the top lane, we do have Mythbrand pushing up the lane.
Yeah, so they got their split push going, though. Logic had to burn his Spirit Rush to get away from the Threshold, so that's going to be free tower for them. They can't hope to defend it. In the meanwhile, though, Rise is going to be split pushing himself, and they've got to take Caitlyn and go defend it.
Yeah.
It's done, though.
Mythbrand doing a really good job here in this top lane to make sure that he did secure the tower. We still have Ignition pushing on this bottom lane tower. Mythbrand you know, he's got 2 people from KhaliWear to try to answer to him, and he's still doing a really good job of keeping distractions.
Yeah, but he's got to respect Hydro. He's taken down to half for not really much effort from Hydro other than a few auto attacks. So he's got a bit of difficulty getting that back up as Baron's gone. Flash forward.
We do see a team fight breaking out right now. We do see the Maokai all coming down. Soul Insight trying to do his best to kite out. Hesh from Texas goes down. And we do see Miggles go down as well as Thresh. And Mythbrand still pushing on that top inhib. He's not going to be able to get it. Soul Insight is now running from Logic. Logic able to blow him up. And that was huge for Team KhaliWear.
The Zonia's protected from there. That's the first time that you know, they've really been able to step up and step into the team and just get what they wanted. Finte getting a really nice flash into Soul Insight, and unlike last time where the ult from Lulu was enough to protect Soul Insight, this time, despite him getting, that's a really nice wild growth because he was able to get it on Soul Insight. It can be really easy to misclick, and next thing you know, you accidentally put it on Hesh instead because Hesh is right next to him.
Mythbrand might be getting caught out right here. He is stuck right now currently. And Mythbrand's got his eyes on Vashis. He's going to be able to drop him low. And we do have CFG Fender with the hook on Grimsaw. He's got the flay. Grimsaw trying his best to get out, but he's not going to be able to make it out. Oh yeah, he does make it out. Hesh from Texas blocking everything. He is the front wall for Ignition Gaming right now. He's trying to go deep. We do see CFG Fender all the way back trying to stick on Ari. Logic gonna get dropped from Miggles.
Thresh the legend. Thresh the legend, I believe. Come on, Thresh.
Thresh the legend.
This is where Thresh kind of comes in and does his thing. He can just chase and, you know, he just pulls and plays for days as the rest of the team just cleans up what he grabs. And Miggles going deep on this, but I don't know if he has the damage. Hesh coming to back him up.
Miggles,
Flash forward. Ooh,
might have bit off a little more than he
died.
could chew. Hydro able to take him down. But we do have Hesh from Texas able to clean up the kill. And right now, Ignition Gaming, they're going to go ahead and grab this mid inhibitor
again.
And they're going to keep pushing.
They're going to try to
grab this top inhibitor now. We do have Vashis. He's going to get caught out. He's going to get dropped down by Mythbrand.
Yeah, Angvash is 1-11. This has been a long game for him here. And just got caught a little bit too far out trying to stun zone without really any follow-up support to go with it. So pick up the free kill, they pick up the other inhibitor, and now they get to start putting pressure on Baron because they have 2 inhibitors taken, and so there isn't a whole lot KhaliWear can do to try to contest it unless they want to, you know, lose a lot of pressure on their base. You know, they've only got 1 Nexus tower up, and so for them to try to play the Baron shake and dance game is really going to cost them a lot.
Yeah. So Soul Insight, he's incredibly huge, man. He's doing so much damage right now, but we also have you know, Mythbrand coming into the fold. That late game rise is starting to really kick in, and KhaliWear, they've got their backs against the ropes right now. They need some kind of answer for Ignition.
Yeah. And that's part of the strength also with the no Quilco, is that it really scales really well in the late game. Hesh from Texas has got what, almost 4k health as a jungler, and he's still got 1 full more item to build. Like, that's just absolutely beastly, and he's got a big old ball of defensive stats as well on top of a Sunfire Cape, so he still does damage.
Yeah.
And, you know, Hydro trying to pick up the Runons, try to pick up a little bit more damage for his team just because these fights are really clustered together. He's figuring there's enough AoE that I can get all these bolts to hit people. So I actually do like the pickup on his part, especially because he's trying to be the damage for his team because there is so many tanks on his team.
Yeah.
So that's one of the few times I'll say I'd like the pickup of the Runons on the ADC. I'm usually not a huge fan of it. But right now, Ignition's got all the pressure in the world. They can push down this bot lane without any fear of Baron being taken because they'll just finish game. And so This is going to be a very tough hold for KhaliWear.
And they're going to go ahead and just tank this tower. They're going to go ahead and just
Give
grab it. Right now we got another team fight coming out. Hesh from Texas going hard, throwing down the ult. We do have the ult coming down from CFG Fender. We have Renekton going all the way into the back line. We have the ultimate being dropped down on a Soul Insight. Grimsaw's actually going to get dropped down for Kog'Maw. Double kill for Kog'Maw, and he's going to get a triple kill. He's still going, and he's trying to get the last little kill on Hydro, and he does get it. Quadra kill. Will he get the penta kill? Logic, he does not want to give up the penta. Scumbag Ari's going to get away, and right now Ignition Gaming is going to probably end the game here.
Oh, Miggle. So low, but it doesn't matter.
Miggles!
Soul Insight played that so beautifully. So that's going to go in favor of Ignition Gaming. They take the game at 43 minutes here, 33-22. We got commercials for you. Don't get anywhere. We'll be right back.